In my own life, by the time I was in my mid to late 20s, I had accumulated a good financial nest egg and was working in a professional manager's position for a Fortune 500 company. And I have been living below my means with really no debt. And that all came to an end when I decided to get married in my mid to late 20s and start a family and have that family dependent on my single income because my wife at the time was going to be a stay-at-home mom, which made sense to us. And so that put me on the path to no more wealth building and a journey into debt. And my lesson that I learned from that was that I should not have started at a young age to have a family until I was more financially secure and had chosen ultimately what profession that I wanted to uh, engage in and grow for the rest of my working life. And unfortunately, not doing that then put me in the trap of having to stick with the current job, profession, industry that I could earn the most in, which really had limited upward potential. And that then is the earning scenario for the next 15 years for me until I was able to break out of that and change my career and start building wealth again. So if I would have waited until I had figured out my career path and had more and more financially set, then I wouldn't have gone into $50,000 of unsecured debt with zero assets and then had to really hunker down and rebuild my financial life, which was pretty hard. Not happy that I went down that path, but I did go through it and it came out the other end. So the advice of don't start a family until you are financially set and have discovered and are creating and growing your true profession that you really love, which I don't really think is, easy to find out what that is in your 20s. At least for me, it wasn't. And if you can figure that out by the time you're in your 30s, and you're probably on a better, easier, more sound footing than I was in my 20s, following the path of, okay, I have a professional job, so I can afford to have a family, but then for the next 15 years, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I am not building wealth. I'm going into debt, and then I'm faced with how in the hell am I going to pay for my kids' college education? So that's pretty stressful. Probably all of that led to my first divorce after 15 years, I would say, because I think we all know by now that most divorces are usually financially related, or it's the root of them that causes other problems that manifest and unfortunately cause divorces. And so I went through that. Wouldn't wish it on anybody because that was a tough time in my life. Of course, I came out the other end, probably bigger, faster, stronger from it. But I think if somebody can avoid that pain, then it's worth avoiding, on one hand. And of course, on the other hand, it's it's character building, it's confidence building, it's a lot of things that help build our own personal character going through a hardship like that. But I don't know how many people come out the other side from that in a good position. And I was fortunate that I was able to, and I'm going to share exactly how that happened in future videos. But for now, know and understand, my advice comes from my experience of not following that advice, and that's my tale of caution.